Hi, my name is Judy Elmore, and I'm a freelance editor with Black Wolf Editorial Services. In my dealings with writers, I've come across a variety of different software packages that a writer might use to write their manuscripts. Some are good, some are not so good. My favorite happens to be Scrivener. Over the course of the variety of different videos, I'm going to show you how you could use Scrivener to your advantage. For those of you who don't know, Scrivener is a software package that is designed specifically for writers. It is available on Mac, Windows, with a beta version on Linux as well. And there's good news. For those of you who happen to have iPads or iPhones, Literature and Latte, the developers of Scrivener, have recently released a version for you as well. Sorry, Android users, there isn't an available version for us yet, but that's okay. Hopefully in the future there will be. So let's get going. Just so you know, I happen to have a Windows-based system, so most of these demonstrations will be on the Windows version of Scrivener, but there is very little difference between Scrivener for Windows and Scrivener for Mac. When there is a difference, I will endeavor to make sure that there's a video available that will show you how, for the Mac users, what the differences are. We're going to create a new project, and there's a variety of different templates that we can use that come with Scrivener, standard install. For a fiction, we have novel and short stories. For nonfiction, we have things like undergraduate humanities essays. For script writing, we have things like screenplays and stage plays. And of course, for those of you who are writing a cookbook, there's a template for you too. But we're going to look at a novel today. Now I'm going to create this straight onto my desktop. Normally I would put this into a cloud-based system such as Dropbox. For those of you who use Google Drive, do keep in mind that Literature and Latte have recently released that they don't recommend you use Scrivener with Google Drive. There has been some issues where people have lost their entire manuscripts. Be warned. But for the moment, we're going to put this straight on my desktop, and we're going to call this Scrivener Demo just so I can find it. And push Create here. This is our standard window. Now I'm going to increase the size of this window so we can see what we're working with. I'm not going to go full screen on this because I happen to have a 24-inch screen and it can be a bit big for some people, including me. Not only that, if I went full screen, some of the video would be clipped and you wouldn't be able to see what it is I'm doing. Some of the menus would be hidden. Some of the things that you should be aware of now is we have this folder called manuscript. This is where we're going to put all of our chapters and all of our scenes. Scrivener likes to put its chapters in folders. These are not folders in the conventional sense, not in the operating system way. These are actually just text files that have been given a tag within Scrivener to call them a chapter, or for that matter, to call them a folder. This is going to be important when it comes to our compiling time when we create our final manuscript copies. Scrivener also likes to put its scenes into text files, and I will show you why while we're coming to that at some point later in this video. Some of the other things that you can store in Scrivener, you can store character sketches, setting description information. We also have front matters information, and this front matters is where we have things like our title pages. We will come to that very shortly. And of course, one of the things that I like about Scrivener is that you have this research folder. This research folder, you can put anything and everything you want into it. You can put images, you can put links to websites, you can put PDF files. Anything that you need to help you write your manuscript is all at your fingertips in just this one project, making it much more user-friendly for writers. Right. Those who are new to Scrivener are likely to start with importing their precious manuscripts from Word. So let's do something like that now. So we're going to File, Import, and we're going to go Files. For the purposes of these demonstrations, I've chosen to use Jules Verne, The Journey to the Interior of the Earth. So we're going to import that one now. The reason why I chose this specific manuscript is because it has a preface. There are writers out there that like using prologues, epilogues, forewords, and the preface. During the course of these videos, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that without calling it a chapter. There is a funky trick to do, and I will show you it. But we need to start by separating this file out into chapters. So we're going to take away this preface name and we're going to call it preface up here. We are also going to remove all of this title page information because Scrivener deals with this in a different way. Then we're going to go and look for Edit, Find, and we're going to look for Chapter. And here's our next chapter. Right, we need to separate this out. So the way to do that is we use Control K. Now I hear some of you going, hang on, Control K, that's a new one to me. What is this? Well, for those of you who are used to Word, you will have heard Control C, Control V, or Control X. Control Copy, Paste, and Cut. Well, Control K is a command that's specific for Scrivener, which is split. So we are going to split this into different chapters. And the name of this chapter here is The Professor and the Family. We're going to take that out and we're going to put that here. And we are going to remove the chapter numbering from the file. And the reason why we do this is because Scrivener will handle that for us, and I will show you why and how shortly. So let's search for the next chapter. And we, again, Control K. Now this is Control K as a Windows operation. For those of you who are using Mac, it would be Command K. It's the same thing. Again, we have separated this out, and this one's called A Mystery to be Solved at Any Price. Put the name up here. Now I could go through and do the entire file, but that's going to take a long time, and to put it blunt, you're gonna get bored. But there's still a lot that I can show you with just these 3 files. So we're gonna close the Find for the moment. Now, we are going to delete this chapter because we don't need it. So we use this button up here, Move to Trash. One of the things I should point out about Scrivener is Scrivener doesn't actually delete anything at all. It still just sits there in the trash button until you actually remove it. So you are going to right-hand click or the equivalent on Mac, and I'm sorry the option has disappeared off the end of the screen, but right at the bottom it is Empty Trash. And as soon as it says Empty Trash, we click the OK, and guess what? It's now gone, never to return. So just make sure that you do want to actually delete things that are in the trash. If not, you can just temporarily move them into the research folder, and that'd be fine too. Let's take a look for the moment at our title page. So we have our standard title page. Now this is a standard format, font aside. We have our information about who we are, and what I would do is I would change just the name to Judy L. Moore. We also have prompts for our address and our phone number and other information that might be important to put on our manuscripts. This over here is a special command that will calculate at the time we compile. This will calculate our word count. This particular code will calculate the word count to the nearest 100. We want to calculate to the nearest 1,000. That is industry standard. These 2 fields down here, the project title and our author name, don't touch them. We're going to change those right now, and I will show you exactly where. So if we go Project, Metadata Settings, and we want to go Project Properties. This is where you're going to change those now. So under Project Title, at the moment it says Scrivener Demo, but we want to change this to the title of the manuscript. So in this case, The Journey into the Interior of the Earth. And we are going to give it an abbreviated name, Interior of the Earth. Now one of the things I also want to point out is it says author's full name, and at the moment it says J. Moore. Even if this was my own manuscript, I would change this to be Judy L. Moore, but in this case, because it is not my manuscript, it's Jules Verne, we're going to use his name instead. Don't forget to include your surname and of course your full name, your forename. At time of compile, these will be populated, and I will show you in a moment. Right. We want to change these into chapters. So what we need to do is we need to select. So what I did is I selected the first one, Shift, selected all of them, and we want to change these into folders. One way to do that is we right-hand click and we convert to folder. Another methodology is under Documents. You have Documents, Convert, Convert to Folder. Now, remember I said these are actually not folders in the conventional sense. These are now files. And look at that. So now we're going to compile, just so you can see what we've got. If we come to this button here, this is our compile button. We're going to expand this out, expand the arrow, move this up so we can see what we're doing. You can see that we've got 3 files that we have created that are all part of our manuscript. We are also going to add our front matters. And these in the front matters is our title page. So we select, make sure that we've got manuscript format, and there is our title page. We are going to compile using a standard format. There's a variety of different formats that come with Scrivener. We're going to use the standard manuscript format for this. We also are going to change this to a doc file. Now I do not recommend that you compile into docx. There are some issues with docx and the title page formats that are available with the standard template in Scrivener. It is best to use just the standard doc file. Now if I compile this, we're going to put it on my desktop. We're going to call it Jules Verne. We're not going to overwrite the file that we're already using. Now I'm going to open this up. There will be some issues and we're going to deal with this shortly. Bring this down in size so you can see what it is we're doing. Right. We have our title page where my name's there and it's created a number. Now this number obviously is not correct and we know that Jules Verne is significantly longer than 42 words. These are the issues that we've got. But on the plus side, we do have the name of the manuscript and we do have the author's name, Jules Verne. Within the standard template, we have our header information, the name, and of course the title of the manuscript along with page number. Now we have a chapter 1 preface. Now we know that's going to be an issue and we will be dealing with that at some point during the course of these videos. But one thing I wanted to point out right now is we have no story. It has all disappeared. That is because we didn't check one particular thing. That's what I wanted to show you. Remember I said it likes to have its chapters in folders, but it likes to have its scenes in text files. Well, we can easily change that. We're going to come here, we're going to come to the formatting, and on this level 1 information we have title, metadata, synopsis, notes, and then we have this button here, this checkbox, text. So we're going to check on that, and that will include, if we compile, overwrite the Jules Verne document that we just created. Yes, we do want to replace it. We will open up that and take a look. We now have 74,000 words and we have text information. And we scroll down. We have some information that I still need to remove and we will get there. Continue to scroll down and we have chapter 2. And we continue to scroll down. We will have chapter 3. Like I said, over the course of the next videos, I will show you how to deal with some of these issues, such as the incorrect formatting of fonts and bits and pieces, but I will also show you how to deal with, show you a preface and how to turn that into a proper preface, not a chapter 1. So here's hoping you found this video useful, and I will see you next time.